The full moon in Leo happening on February 12th. It's big, it's loud, it's dramatic. It's going to offer a lot of clarity to a lot of us. And there might be some sort of shocking, sudden upsets or sudden twists of events for some of us as well, especially those of us with placements in the later degrees of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And at the very least, we could be feeling like a little bit more rebellious under this full moon. So let's get into the astrology, what it means for the collective, and what it means for your sign. And by the way, I'm Alexander Creek. Welcome back to my channel. I'm an astrologer and intuitive. Today we're going to be talking about the full moon in Leo happening on February 12th. So if you like what you're seeing, make sure that you like the video, that you subscribe to the channel. Maybe leave me a comment letting me know how this is resonating for you with your rising sign as well. And make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss a future video. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so this full moon in Leo is occurring on February 12th at about 7 in the morning if you're Denver, Colorado time. So kind of like I mentioned, full moons, are often like completion, culmination, the ending to a cycle, the fulfillment of a cycle. This is not like, I'm just going to release and let go of what doesn't serve me, light love bullshit, full moon. This is a very kind of dramatic and passionate energy. A full moon in Aquarius season is always interesting because when the sun is in Aquarius, the sun is in its detriment. The sun has very little light in Aquarius season, at least in the Northern Hemisphere. And Aquarius season is really about like humanity as a whole, where the sun in astrology is more about like what makes you unique, what makes you special, your own conscious awareness, your own kind of soul spark, essentially. So the full moon in Leo being the sign of the sun, really connects us into our own like individual wills, essentially. It's going to connect us back into like what do we really feel inside and acting on our individual will. This is very much about like a loud, dramatic expression of pure feeling, loudly communicating what is in our hearts, on a collective level. The reason why I was saying like it's dramatic, or like the reason why I was saying there's like a surprise or a twist, those other adjectives I mentioned, is because of the square to Uranus. Uranus has been pretty much parked at about 23 degrees of Taurus, really for like the past several months. So if you have personal placements in your natal chart in the early 20 degrees, mid 20 degrees of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, you may have really felt this Uranian energy the past several months. And Uranian energy, the planet Uranus, is the planet of innovation, of rebellion, of surprises, of sudden twists. And it's very much like this electrical energy that really wakes you up to kind of following your own independent spirit, essentially. So this full moon in an almost exact square to Uranus does sort of promise some kind of surprise, a twist, not necessarily on an individual level, but something maybe shocking in the collective. This is configured exactly to Donald Trump's chart too. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's something kind of shocking coming from him or something like that. Not that I care too much about him, but I just thought I would mention it. On a personal level, like this could definitely bring some sort of sudden twist or some kind of shocking turn of events. It's more likely that it is going to really promote some feelings of impulsiveness, some deep unrest. This is very rebellious energy. This is very power to the people energy. Uranus has actually just stationed direct, like as I think of last week. So like in the days when a planet is going kind of direct or retrograde, is some kind of there's kind of almost like a cosmic focus on that planet. So given that this full moon is square Uranus, it's sort of like people behaving in ways that are surprising. And on a collective level, this is very much like resisting authority, essentially. So I think a lot of people are going to be resisting
resisting authority, or maybe kind of suddenly, kind of tuning into their more independent, kind of free-willed, rebellious spirit energy on an individual level. On an individual level, this can help you maybe break patterns, especially if you have a lot of fixed energy in your chart, fixed being, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. You might really be like the type of person to kind of always do something a certain way. And this energy can really help you break through like to break through like thought patterns, or to like suddenly change habits, or really to kind of just also to also have really powerful sudden insights, because Uranus is very much connected to like sudden intuition, sudden insight, like that light bulb moment kind of suddenly happening for you. And this is doubly true because there is, I think, a sudden crystal clear clarity. It's a lot of C's. I don't know why I'm phrasing it like that, but there is a major clarity happening with this full moon, because it looks like about a day or two before, let's see exactly when. It looks like about on February 10th, we are having a Sun Mercury cazimi. So essentially, when Mercury passes through the heart of the sun, Mercury is the planet of intellect, of reason, of how we think and communicate. And when Mercury passes through the heart of the sun, it's really temporarily like elevated to a certain level, because when a planet passes through the sun, it's sort of cleansed, and it's sort of raised up to this sort of higher energy. So given that Mercury is in very kind of rational Aquarius, very logical Aquarius, um, the energy that part of the energy that is going to come through this full moon is it's really going to give us a lot of clarity on something. So I would maybe this would be a really good time to like have your journal out, or to just be prepared to like jot down like a quick memo on your phone, like around February 10th, or around that full moon on February 12th, because it is likely that we are going to be receiving a lot of clarity on something. And again, this is logical. Like there is a logical kind of crystal clear clarity on something, but then there's also this energy on the 12th around that full moon of just sort of following your wild hair instinct, listening to your intuition, maybe feeling more prone to sort of acting on impulse. I should probably say too, I'd watch where you're going with this full moon. This can be an accident prone energy, because this energy configured to Uranus is like, I want this thing now. I'm not waiting anymore. I have no patience. So you may want to guard against some extra impulsivity, or guard against like just kind of watching where you are going. But this energy does want to kind of give freedom and liberation. And it's very much about kind of listening to the will of your spirit, rather than, going along with what everyone else is doing. And also it's very much about like resisting authority. I do want to say one last note about this full moon is that we've had quite a few new moons and full moons in 2024 specifically, that have kind of a similar energy. Because a lot of these full moons and new moons in Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio have all been at these kind of later degrees. So a lot of them were square or conjunct or making these major aspects to Uranus. So if you go back and look at my old videos, a lot of these full moons and new moons, it's like, like shocking, sudden twists. And I'm like, it's just because they're all configured to Uranus. For example, the one on October 19th was a full moon in Aquarius that was square Uranus. We have let's see, maybe that new moon on May 8th, 2024 was pretty close to Uranus as well. And even going back to February 9th, 2024, we had a new moon in Aquarius. It was also square Uranus. So this is really like the last year that we're getting Uranus at these later degrees of the fixed signs. As someone with my sun at 23 degrees of Taurus, I definitely have felt the Uranus energy. On a personal level, I've just like gotten tattoos and piercings this year, and it's like the first time that I've ever really done that. And have felt that energy of like just trying new things, do things differently, be the rebel, like So let's talk about what this full moon means for your sign. And in this next section, I would encourage that you listen to your rising sign first if you know it. Or if you have an accurate birth time, then you can go calculate your rising sign on like astro.com or astro.seek.com. I have links in my comments on how to calculate your rising sign. Then you can always blend that with your sun or your moon. I wouldn't listen to too many forecasts because it kind of dilutes it, but rising sign is probably going to be most accurate for you. And then I would blend it with either your sun or your moon, whichever resonates more. So, and let's go ahead and look.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start looking at the rising signs, starting with Aries. Okay, Aries, this full moon is happening, of course, in the Leo part of your chart. And this is happening for you in your 5th house. I'm gonna say, so this full moon is kind of, 5th house stuff is always stuff connected to romance, to things that we create, our creativity, anything connected to children, anything connected to recreation, hobbies, and really kind of like our heart, things that kind of emerge from the heart. So there could be some sort of, sudden twist or shocking upset or just this more kind of dramatic energy. This could really be pushing you to create something. This could be like, I just really need to have some fun. Fuck it. I'm not going to work today. I'm going to go do something fun. There could be some sort of something unexpected that maybe happens connected to like romantic relationships for you. There could be something with children. It's like, and this doesn't have to be about you. It could be about a child that you are connected to, like one of your children. They could be maybe acting out a little bit, or just they're maybe connecting to that sort of like rebellious energy. I'm going to say it also could be about your social sphere as well, like friends, that type of thing, because Aquarius season is connected to your 11th house, which is friends. I'm going to say there could be, I would maybe kind of watch your spending, just because it is square Uranus, which happens to be in your 2nd house of money and spending. So I would maybe try to guard against an impulse spending. Spend if you want to. I would just note that, hey, I should just maybe have a little bit of restraint, because I don't think you're going to feel a lot of restraint when it comes to this energy. Or there could just be something happening with your money that is connected to like a recreational type of thing with this full moon. So Taurus rising, this energy is connected to, could be some stuff going on with home and family for you. There could be some sort of change as it relates to your home, something that you're doing, something that you have to deal with, like regarding kind of where you're living. It could be about a relationship with a family member. This could be about like, hey, actually, I'm not going to listen to what you say just because you're my parents. I actually have a voice in this matter. There could be some sort of change connected to your parents or connected to family. It could be that maybe you're suddenly changing kind of where you're living, or something comes up and you're having to kind of maybe move a little bit faster on a living situation, or something connected to home. It is possible that it is something connected to career for you as well, but I'm going to say it's probably more home. Taurus rising, also note that you've had Uranus in your sign since 2018. So that's been sitting in your 1st house of personality, your appearance, your attitude, and approach to life. So, you really maybe have been moving through this maybe different stages of like evolution and rebellion and breaking through kind of pre-existing, like limitations, essentially, for like how you sort of act kind of in the world. So I do feel like you're going to be feeling this full moon a little bit stronger than other people might, but I do feel like there's like a liberation or some sort of change maybe connected to home and family for you with this full moon. So I can't move this. Here we go. Gemini, this full moon is happening in your 3rd house of communication, of your daily routines, of your commute, of travel, and of learning new things. This could be like, this could be maybe some sort of change as far as how you get around or your commute. There could be some sort of surprising correspondence or communication with someone kind of out of the blue. There could be something that you're reading or information that you're taking in that really kind of just like rocks your world somehow. There also could be some sort of event or change or something happening with like a sibling or like or any sort of like, you know, this is because third house can be siblings or like friends that you grew up with, so it could be something connected to them as well. Or it could just be that you're really wanting to change like your daily routines and like your daily commute and like the things that you sort of, they're kind of mundane, you know, our errands or things that we do every day. You're like, fuck it, I want to do something different. I want to do something different in the morning. I want to go here in the morning. I'm going to take the bus and ride my bike instead of drive my car. So things that are mundane are communications or correspondences, childhood friends, and siblings. That's all up for this kind of bigger kind of change energy. It could also have something to do with travel for you or kind of mind expansion, learning, just because this Aquarius season is your ninth house of foreign travel, of publishing and media, and spirituality as well. So there could be that kind of component. But that's kind of what I see for you. Cancer rising, this full moon. And by the way, you are more sensitive to full moons in general because you're ruled by the moon. This full moon for you is in your second house of finances and money. This could be like a surprising money from out of nowhere. This could be some sort of sudden expense. This could be just maybe having to sort of change how you're spending. It is something connected to maybe, it also could be about like, I suddenly want to earn money in a different way. I want to bring in my money that is in a way that is unconventional and exciting. It could definitely be something like that. There is a connection to like your shared resources, loans, debts, investments, other money that you are connected to that is connected to this full moon, because that's where Aquarius season is for you. There could be some sort of, there could be like an opportunity from like a friend or something connected to like groups for you, because that's where Uranus is. It's in your 11th house here. But I'm definitely going to say there's something maybe money related with this full moon. It doesn't have to be bad. You know, like I'm not saying like, oh, you're going to have to blah, blah, blah. But I would definitely say something interesting is happening with you in earning money or your money and your assets right now under this full moon. Leo rising, you're going to be feeling this on a very personal level. This is kind of a big fuck it full moon for you. Like, fuck it, I'm just going to do what I want. It's really going to offer you, I think, a lot of, you're going to want a lot of agency and independence under this full moon. It's like, I feel like I'm letting go of something. I'm like releasing something. This could be for you something connected to professional, something like to like your profession, your career goals, something with an authority figure or a boss. I feel like you're not wanting a lot of control in that area of your life. You're wanting something different, or you're wanting some kind of change, or something exciting could be happening for you with career. But there's this feeling for you under this full moon of having independence, of rebelling against the status quo and kind of following your wild hair instincts. This also could be like, I want to make I'm suddenly getting a tattoo. Like I'm suddenly making some sort of big change to my body or my appearance under this full moon. You know, I would say maybe think twice about that. But also you're not going to be told what to do. So I'm not going to tell you what to do under this full moon. Aquarius season does put a spotlight on your relationship, so there is that one-on-one kind of relational kind of influence there. But under this full moon, it's really about following your heart and doing what you want, almost like despite what people are kind of telling you. It's kind of how I see this full moon for you. Okay, where are we next? Virgo, this full moon for you is in your 12th house. I feel like private breakthroughs for you. This could be, you know, I would say that you're going to want a little bit of alone time, or, you know, time in your bedroom, or time in the bath, or time in nature, or something where you're kind of just listening to the universe. This is a more of a private energy for you, but I do feel like private, maybe spiritual breakthroughs. You know, like suddenly like releasing some sort of like limiting belief system, really paying attention to those unconscious things that are sort of playing in like the back of your head. There could be, you know, some sort of sudden like information spiritually or connected to religion or philosophy that's really like enlightening for you around this this full moon as well. due to Uranus being in your ninth house of spirituality. It could also be something about other cultures and travel, or something about publishing and media that's really just like shocking for you. But maybe, brings you like a lot of insight. But yeah, I'm going to say something private. Yeah, that's what I got. I just kind of feel like private spirituality. Make sure that you are taking the appropriate amount of rest and retreat right now as well. Libra rising. This full moon for you is happening in your 11th house. So, there could be like a shocking twist or something exciting happening for you as it relates to your friends, your allies, your associates, people who support you in general, groups and organizations that you belong to. You could suddenly quit. You could suddenly join something. There could be some sort of change kind of going on with that. It also could be that you are maybe like changing your, or like suddenly kind of have some new goals, hopes, and wishes for the future, because that's also 11th house matters as well. It could be like, I'm really going back to the drawing board and really kind of deciding like, this isn't what I want to do. I want to focus on manifesting this instead. There could be something financial for you, like related to this full moon, maybe some sort of change in maybe your loans, credit cards, debts, investments, your partner's money, other people's money that you are connected to. There could be some sort of change with that, considering Uranus is there, or it could be just some sort of like private emotional like breakthrough that you are having. I do feel like most of the action though is the people around you, groups, allies, friends, groups, and organizations. There's some sort of twist there, or you're maybe not going with what the group wants, or maybe you're joining something really exciting that's really kind of more aligned for you. And again, like if you're part of like a group or something that's no longer aligned for you, you may find yourself kind of breaking away through this full moon energy. Scorpio rising, this full moon for you is in your 10th house. You're going to want to be doing your career the way you want to do it. This could be about a sudden change in your career, some sort of completion, culmination, sudden event, some sort of twist. It could be a boss leaving, a boss going, some sort of change connected to your career goals, or maybe you have, or you're possibly just really in the spotlight in your career, possibly in an unexpected way during this full moon. There's also possibly something kind of sudden, a sudden ending, a sudden getting together, something sudden, something unexpected, something unconventional for you happening in relationships right now as well. This is business partnerships, romantic partnerships, like platonic things, anything in your one-on-one relationship space. Because how you've related to people and how you've approached relationships has really shifted over the past few years, and this full moon is going to be highlighting a lot of that as well. It's also possible that something's going on with family for you in this time, where there's some sort of sudden twist or ending, or just something kind of unconventional or out of the blue happening with home. But I do kind of feel it's mostly going to be career and possibly relationships for you. Sagittarius, this full moon's happening in your 9th house. Maybe some sort of breakthrough relating to your spirituality, relating to your connection to the universe. Something exciting or unconventional happening in like the area of religion, of your beliefs, of philosophy, of your politics. It's like maybe you're getting really radicalized about some sort of idea. There could be some sort of, something sudden happening or something exciting happening connecting to like learning astrology, or learning some sort of higher education topic, or some sort of divination. There also could be, you could be completing something relating to like publishing or media, or something with higher education. There could be, if you're involved in like a legal thing, it could maybe be resolved now, maybe in like a surprising way. There also could be something relating to travel that's a little unexpected, but there's some sort of completion kind of element to it. I'm going to say maybe this could point to, it is pointing to Uranus in your 6th house of work and health. Maybe you are wanting to establish some different work or health routines, or do something different with work or health that you've been doing, or just point to an ongoing, like, I need freedom, I need innovation, I need something different in that part of your chart as well. Capricorn rising, this full moon is falling in your 8th house. So something unconventional, shocking, sudden, or just maybe doing what you want to do, or doing something different in relation to other people's money and resources. So this is loans, debts, investments, grants, student aid, any money that you're connected to that is not like a direct paycheck, maybe investing in a different way. Maybe there's a change in your partner's income. This also, so it's like you're shifting something. There's something shifting and maybe connection to that, or maybe you're completing something or closing up some old accounts or something, or like shifting where you're putting your money. It is possible that, again, like a partner's income shifts somehow as well. There also could be something more privately emotional going on as well too, where you're like releasing some sort of like old emotional trauma, where you're really connecting to something sort of deep and private and more introspective, because there can be like a psycho-spiritual element to that 8th house where that full moon is occurring for you. There also could be something unconventional and kind of surprising happening with your love life. With anything with like romantic and sexual encounters, or anything with your art and creativity, or anything connected to children as well, because that full moon is squaring Uranus that is going through your 5th house, so that there could just be some sort of surprising element bringing that into this full moon energy. Aquarius rising, this full moon is happening in your 7th house, so there could be some sort of unexpected development around one-on-one relationships. Perhaps you're wanting more freedom in this area. Perhaps you're bringing in something exciting and, exciting, sudden, maybe temporary. There could be a breaking away in a relationship, and this could be romantic, business, platonic, anything that is sort of directly kind of one-on-one energy. You could really be deciding that, hey, I'm sick of partnering in a way that's very conventional. I want something more unconventional, or maybe breaking through some sort of pre-existing or establishing relationship patterns and giving an established relationship kind of a new fresh start based on what you both really, really want and really desire, versus like what society tells you that you should be doing in partnership. But regardless, there is some completion, some culminations, maybe sudden ending, or sudden energy happening for you in the realm of relationships. There's possibly also some stuff going on with home and family, maybe some sudden twists, or some breaking away from, or wanting something different, or something unconventional relating to where you were living, your home space, your parents, your family, or your roots and ancestors, just because Uranus is traveling through that part of your chart right now. So this could be even saying like there's like a sudden change in like into like a family relationship with this full moon. Lastly, Pisces rising, we have the full moon for you in your 6th house. So this could be a sudden ending, completion, culmination, or something different happening for you in your work routines, in your job, with coworkers, with employees, with how you work. This could be something you wanting to bring in something radically different, or wanting to sort of, change it up somehow. It's like, I need to freshen up the space. I'm sick of doing the same thing over and over. I'm sick of this job. I want another one, or I need a change in my sort of work environment. This could also be something like relating to like a boss or supervisor, but just general something kind of upending in your work environment. It also could be relating to your health. It could be something that you're having to attend to with your physical body health. Or really even just looking at like, hi, I always do the same kind of routine in the gym. All of a sudden, I'm going to take a dance class. Like it's just maybe like livening up this energy, or you're maybe concluding some kind of health matter, or there's something that kind of arises suddenly that you're sort of needing to just sort of take care of. It also could be something involving pets as well, because pets is a 6th house matter for you as well. So that is what we have today for this full moon. Let's see here. So I hope that forecast was helpful for you. Let me know if it was in the comments. If you're wanting to book a reading with me, it's a lot more detailed than this because I can actually use your actual chart. So I am doing astrology readings as well as psychic medium, intuitive readings as well. You can always book on my website, docstororacle.com. Make sure to get in touch with me on Instagram at docstororacle, or TikTok. You can always email me. My email is in the show notes as well. So thanks again for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening. If you're listening to the audio podcast, happy full moon, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your week. Hello.